darling heart, and welcome to this episode of the Drink Less, Live Better podcast. This is the podcast that helps you to see that drinking less doesn't need to be stressful, boring or dull. I'm your host, Sarah Williamson, and I decided to have a year alcohol-free as a little life experiment and haven't looked back. I'm a best-selling author, expert speaker, corporate workshop facilitator and life coach. I'm here to support you with your alcohol-free or drink less adventures. To keep up to date, be sure to follow me on Instagram at drinklesslivebetter and head to the website drinklesslivebetter.com, where you will be able to sign up to the 5-day Drink Less experiment, find blog posts, and you can choose to join the email club, where I share resources, wisdom, insights, and glimmers of hope and joy. I hope you enjoy this episode. Let's get straight to it. Instinct and intuition. I've been thinking a lot about instinct and intuition recently and the differences between them. My thinking has come about because I was conflicted about a situation. I really want to think that I am intuitive, but something happened a long time ago that had me also believing I didn't want to be intuitive. I had a thought about something that might or might not happen in the future, and I did not want that thought to become a reality. I was really anxious because if I had thought this thing would happen, then perhaps it would, and let me tell you now, the thing I was thinking about happening was truly awful, absolutely the worst thing. This thought had haunted me, and I really do mean haunted, for 15 years. I've got a new perspective on it now. The reason I was having that recurring thought was in fact because of instinct and not intuition. I had assumed it was intuition because I hadn't thought too deeply about my language around the situation. I'd only thought a lot about the potential situation itself. I had also never mentioned my particular thought out loud to anyone ever until very recently. It was too big and frankly too terrifying. I'm pretty used to being scared and having my life take new and unexpected directions, but this really was a step too far and too scary. So now that thought that I had, I'm considering it as a thought born out of instinct. And I'm really happy to say that my instinct was actually wrong on this subject. I feel far happier telling you that the thought I had and the feelings I experienced following that thought were instinctively wrong rather than intuitively wrong. Why does that feel more comfortable to me? Let's explore. Instinct and intuition are often used interchangeably, but these concepts actually hold distinct characteristics that can help guide us through life's many choices. Understanding the disparity between instinct and intuition helps us to understand and deploy different aspects to our decision-making processes. Okay, first, let's have a look at the innate wisdom of instinct. Instinct is deeply rooted in our evolutionary history. It's the primal force that has ensured the survival of our species. It's the automatic, rapid response to external stimuli, hardwired into our biological makeup over many, many years. If we picture a gazelle swiftly evading a lurking predator, or a newborn baby seeking comfort, these are examples of instinct in action. Instinct operates on a subconscious level, bypassing conscious thought processes. It's characterised by its immediacy and reliability, serving as a swift and efficient mechanism for decision-making in situations that demand quick responses. The flight or fight response is a classic example of instinct at play, triggering a cascade of physiological reactions designed to ensure our survival in the face of perceived or real threats. In the professional realm, instinct often looks like gut feelings or hunches. Seasoned entrepreneurs may attribute their success to a finely tuned business instinct that guides them through complex negotiations or perhaps strategic decision-making. Whilst instinct might lack the rationale of conscious thought, it draws from a wealth of accumulated experiences and evolutionary wisdom. And then the subtle whisper of intuition. In contrast to the rapid and primal nature of instinct, intuition operates on a more nuanced and reflective level. It's often described as a quiet inner knowing that transcends logic and reason. Intuition taps into the deep well of our subconscious, drawing connections between seemingly unrelated pieces of information to provide insights that elude conscious analysis. Unlike instinct, intuition is not bound by immediate threats or survival needs. Instead, it emerges as a subtle guidance system, offering perspectives that may not be immediately apparent. Intuition often surfaces in moments of quiet contemplation, allowing us to tap into our inner wisdom and make decisions that align with our values and our aspirations. In the professional sphere, intuition can be a valuable asset for leaders navigating complex scenarios. It might guide someone in making decisions that align with their business long-term vision, or help a creative professional uncover innovative solutions to challenging problems. Intuition often thrives in environments where creativity and lateral thinking are prized, offering a counterbalance to the structured and analytical approaches often associated with instinct. Looking back, the recurring terrifying thought I was living with was born out of a primal experience, one that included survival, one where flight or fight were in the forefront of my unconscious mind. I now see it as an instinctive response and not an intuitive one, and one that I'm happy to now let go of. The distinction between instinct and intuition is probably going to support me in my future decision making. While I now know that instinct provides rapid and reliable responses in high-stakes situations, intuition adds depth and foresight to my choices. Cultivating an awareness of the difference between these two empowers me to embrace a more balanced approach to decision-making. Let's acknowledge the unique strengths of both our instinct and intuition, and let us use this knowledge to enhance what we already know about our own resilience, our wisdom, and our purpose. Thank you for listening in today. Come back again next week. I'd massively appreciate it if you could subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. Well, do that if you love it, obviously. If you didn't love it, you wouldn't still be listening, so I think I'm safe in asking you for your support at this point. Check out the show notes for a link to a hidden podcast episode that will help you with your 5 p.m. cravings, and details about my one-to-one life coaching and sober coaching programs. And P.S. I believe in you.